What up, what up? Welcome back. Sunday, what's up, brother? Scoob! I have something that you guys are going to laugh about. I'm going to wait for people to get in here a little bit, but how's the roof? The roof's fucked. I actually was going to stream earlier, but I had my building inspector come through. He was here for like 45 minutes. And essentially confirmed that I'm screwed. So, you know, good times. Brian, what's up, brother? And he just like really jammed it in, like jammed the knife in and twisted it too. He was like, you know, if they had just done these simple things while they were building the house, would have been able to withstand this weight. Probably like take them an extra hour, maybe, if they had done it this way versus that way. I'm like, sweet. So I get to triage this issue forever because somebody took an hour-long shortcut. Pretty amazing. But thank you for asking. No one likes to hear about other people's problems, but, you know, such as it is. Let's see. All right, I think I got the music right. We'll see. I found something. Well, you know what? Let me do this. Let me pull up DXY. Because I dropped this earlier in chat. And I think it's worth talking about. We're kind of at our last gasp here on the dollar. And it's rejecting where we kind of needed to reject. So that one is very good, but I'm sure you guys have probably seen this already. But here is where things get good, because remember what DXY is. It's a basket of the major currencies, right? And so been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of attention that has been put toward the dollar recently. And this run, I mean, really, you think about this, this is from May all the way to where we are now. I mean, we've seen a ridiculous jump in DXY. And you haven't heard anything from the ECB. But we get right into resistance. And what's the article I see this morning? Yes, this is what we want, people. This is what we want. Euro climbs as ECB eyes rate hikes. Dollar slides. Right in resistance, no less. Lift the euro area deposit rate out of negative territory by the end of September. Could raise it further if it saw inflation stabilizing at 2%. This is actually very good for us because it will cause the dollar to become weaker, which is what we want. What we want might not be what the economy wants, but whatever. These dated monkeys, what's up? Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Good to be back. Had to deal with some personal issues last week, but you know, we're back in mode. But seriously, look at this. DXY got right to range high. We're like, oh my God, this thing's gonna flip parabolic, and it's rejecting on essentially news that the ECB is gonna raise rates. Link Marine says bottom is in. A lot of those called lately. Einstein, what's up, brother? Link, first off, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. You say bottom is in. Tell me why. I'm not necessarily disagreeing, but I'm going to jump into here in a moment. Banu, thanks, brother. Brutal weekend for us. I thought we had it, but we'll just have to win on Saturday. So take our minds off losing England to win Europe, as is the way with Liverpool. Shike, welcome back. Yeah, good to be back, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. But seriously, look at this. Like, this was... Yeah, it is funny to see people bearish down here. This is like really the last gasp. When you got this little deviation high, you started to see DXY kind of pull back, and then you get this headline today that the euro is going to start defending their currency a little bit more. And you're going to see the dollar decline, which is kind of what we want to have happen. It's an additional... It's not going to pull us out of a bear market, but it will stabilize us a little bit more, at least from a USD perspective, if you start seeing the dollar become a little bit more vulnerable to this sort of shit, right? Okay, so these data monkeys, you say that, how much lower could it go? It can go pretty damn low, man. It can go, like, that is a trading fallacy. Like, Luna people, when it was down to $1, we're like, it's already gone down 99%. How much further down could it go? Well, it turns out it pretty much went to zero. Okay, like, it can keep going pretty far, as it came with Bitcoin. But if we start seeing the dollar actually have relative weakness, that's good. That's good for us, because even if the demand isn't necessarily there, we'll be able to hold this area just because the dollar's declining, right? Like, you just won't see as much pressure to the downside. So this headline is very good for us, at least to stop additional downside pressure. Okay, so we'll take it. We'll take it. I showed this earlier where you just see this like coiling, just sitting here underneath, in between my two areas of supports. Okay. This is the bottom side of that channel that I just showed on the weekly chart, no less. Tell me that it's not respecting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it's come up and touched it. Lines don't work, bro. Yeah, they do. And then this is the area from last summer, the lows of the previous summer. And it's kind of just compressing. Now, I don't particularly love this, just because it's leading towards a move one way or the other. It's leading towards a move one way or the other. Link Marine says, when Tether starts depegging because of fear, I start buying. A super good point. Like, seriously. All that shit that happened with Luna and UST falling apart and people like Altcoin Psycho moving out of USDT at like a 10% loss into USDC or DAI, whatever he did, which was like hilariously funny to watch big name people be like, oh God, Tether's done. Like, okay, guys, if you thought Tether was done, you don't understand how Tether works. Now, not that Tether can't depeg, in fact, it might, but like, not there. And do you understand what would have to happen for like to crypto? We'd all be done. We'd be done. We'd be trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that'd be it. We'd be so unbelievably screwed. So, and the point is, like, you'd see that much money leaving the market too. Not that we can't get screwed. We certainly can. Just like, I don't think people really understand what would happen if USDT really depegged, and how, if you thought the Luna collateral damage was bad, look, Luna doing what it did and UST going down caused like this, right? This is Luna. This is the Luna drama right here. Okay. That's what it did to Sol. And that was fucking Luna and UST. Look what it did to AVAX. Okay. Just absolutely destroyed it. And obviously Bitcoin as well. So you saw some really, really weird things This coil for BTC fits the wick off cycle though, right? Yeah, it does. It does. It's just where it's happening is just pretty wild. I've said, or I've been saying that I do very much feel that we're going to see this type of action over here. I really, really do. And like, it was almost poetic how it happened last summer, because look what happened. You saw this big ass wick down, and then it just dragged. Let me see if I can, like, forgetting my shit. Am I blanking on this? Oh yeah. How many days is that? Didn't give it to me. Oh yeah. May 19th, so essentially to July. So you got 2 full months of just uninspired rollover. I remember how infuriating this was. I also remember calling this bottom. I streamed on this day. Thank you. Go check YouTube. You can go watch me talk about it last July. But it just, you felt this just kind of like rolling over. And I feel as though this bottom will look and feel very similar. And this is the wick that we have to kind of play with. Okay. So I think it's very possible that you could see, you know, something like that into July and then finally have a move if that proves to be the bottom. Shady pointed out, I think Scoo pointed it out too, and a few others, like, funding is crazy. You're paying a ton of money to short right now. Everything's at high time frame support. You know, that's when you see these little pops. And like, going back to the example from last summer, that was this too. Okay. That was this. It was the exact same scenario here. And you go, well, that wasn't that big of a move. I mean, that was a 33% move off the bottom, guys. That's a big fucking move. Madamouse, what's up, brother? Madamouse, has already turned out a couple of tremendous research articles, drops. Yes. Yeah, so same idea, Scoob, that like these little like pop-ups and roll down, like we could see. I think it is very, very possible that you see this. And then you could range, like literally just range between this bottom and high. Again, I don't think we'll get this glorious short setup because it just would be too good and literally every single person would short it. Every single person would hit that. You see people that have never shorted in their lives be like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to hedge here. If we actually got that breakdown area retest, so we probably won't. But the axiom of like sell in May and go away, one, we should have listened to ourselves. But two, it's real, guys and gals. It is. Like, that's not fucking bullshit. It's not bullshit, okay? I was in a bunch last week. Yes, I was dealing with my roof and a bunch of other things. I was also golfing too, okay? Because it's that time of the year. And it's only like school's out for a lot of places, like in 2 weeks or in like 4 weeks. And that's where like summer vacations happen. And then just the people that are going to provide follow through in the market are missing. And so that's when you see shit that is just absolutely infuriating, where you're like, oh my God, it looks really good. There's just no follow through. And people, you'll see everyone on Twitter going like, oh, this chop's brutal, bro. It's impossible to trade, bro. You can't do it, bro. Lots of use of the word bro. Whenever you see the word bro used, like, just a lot, usually chop. Fucking bullshit, bro. And so that's what I expect to have happen. Yanni, what's up? Bobby, Faxelrod, slow crawl up, retest bottom, that big moon move. Probably, again, the most bullish thing right now is this. Buoyed by this. So the euro is going to start to defend their currency, which means the dollar is going to show relative weakness, which, by the way, economically not great for us if you're an American. Yeah, the bro indicator's for real. The bro indicator's for real. So you actually are starting to see the EU, the UK step in and start to defend their currency. It's what they should be doing. It's going to make DXY probably top out. So now you have like, okay, we're at the bottom. A lot of things are oversold. We were at peak fear. The dollar also probably put in its top, at least for the near term. This is a weekly fucking chart, guys. We got 2 weeks to the downside. You know, and remember what DXY is. It's a basket of currencies. So I need to glare out the sun. There we go. I have another computer over here. So you're going to start to see people that, like, you know, the EU start to defend their currency. It's going to weaken the dollar, which is good for us. And also, Brian just posted in the subscriber chat in Discord, which, by the way, if you're a subscriber, join the Discord, join the subscriber room. It's just peak alpha all the time. It's unbelievable. There's like 80 people in there, and it's where most of the high content stuff is gone from the Telegram room. I didn't want to cannibalize the Telegram room, but it's kind of what ended up happening. Like, all the people that posted in there constantly have just moved over to Discord to the subscriber room chat. So subscribe, join. It's where the good shit happens. Anyway, Brian just posted Fed's Bostic. Depending on the economy, it may be prudent to take a break in September from raising rates. Okay, you're already kind of seeing how I think this will end up playing out. I think this will end up playing out like this. We're going to get chopped like fuck through the summer. It's going to be crazy. And then after the summer ends, you're back into school. You know what the fall is going to be all about? Midterms. It's going to be all about it. You're going to learn more about midterm elections in the United States, no matter where you live, than you've ever wanted to know. It's exactly right. Molesy nailed it. Get inflation down, pump assets for September for midterms, make people less pissed off. It's the only chance the Democrats have. It's the only chance the Democrats have. Dude, everything sucks right now. Everything sucks. I obviously am more Republican than Democrat, but I really am more like down the center, right? I'm in the middle. But I cannot believe how atrocious things have gotten. And what are they going to hang their hat on? What are they going to run on? You're going to run on not Trump? Like, yeah, okay. Turns out Trump was better for the economy, right? Oil's doing great. Yeah, so oil's going to catch up too. Dems are going to pull the goalie with 2 minutes left in the game, still going to lose. 100%. 100%. That's what's going to happen. So I think that this probably is the high for a while. Maybe come back down to 100, which would be amazing, which gives us this nice little buy floor on Bitcoin. I like it anyway. Ethereum also near support. I mean, there's just a lot of reasons why this area should hold, right? That 1700 area. There's a lot of reasons why, you know, you can expect some fear wicks down here, sub 25. I don't. Hodl. I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure it out. You actually got the retest here that we like to see. So that breakout from the channel. Whoop. Support. Probably going to see a pop in Ethereum again here shortly. What will be very interesting, and I would encourage you to keep an eye on this, is will this come to fore? Okay, like, will you actually see a higher low on the weekly? Highlander, what's up, brother? For Ethereum, and actually like an attempt at a higher high through the summer. Remember, this is when JPEGs went ham last year. It was this time. In fact, I think, yeah. I mean, that was this area right here. JPEGs, bitches. That's when they all started going crazy. So I know that like some of the big JPEG projects have taken hits, but we'll see how this all reacts. Overall, I'd say it looks better than it has. It'd be nice to get a green week, you know? I mean, look at this shit. It has been down only since we had that stream where everybody was like, this is amazing. And I said, yeah, I'm shorting here at 48. Because it was right into the 200 day. There it is. So it's been bad for a while. There has to be some really 6 straight weeks. Is that what it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 straight weeks of down, man. 8 straight weeks of down. We haven't had that. You didn't even have it last year. I mean, we essentially did down in 2 weeks and then just kind of like rolled over. Bad news. Some of these look like absolute dog shit. I mean, look at this. Is that what it was, Link? That's pretty bad. First 8 weeks ever. But just remember, the dollar declining is going to probably have a jump in gold and probably a little bit of a jump in Bitcoin. What a piece of shit that is. All right, let's look at the S&P really quick, because my thought all along was get back to pre-COVID highs. It would be poetic for what had taken place. But this area is putting up a pretty good fight. So again, I don't think, just given that it's summer, you're not going to see something crazy along those lines. In fact, I need to pull it up. Yeah, volatility is declining a little bit today, which is good. Down off the highs. When it was at like 36, it's now at 28 and a half. But overall, like the best news that I have right now, funding for shorting, very high. Very high. Europe starting to defend its currency. Good. Means the dollar's going to decline. And we're holding these levels. Yeah. So Brian brought up on the YouTube chat, the ES defended the bear market line Friday, and today are probably arbitrary though. So that's the 20% down line, and they just keep kind of trying to prop it back up. It's just going to get more fear. Like when people see it, they're gonna be more fearful. So, you know, do with that what you will. I've been watching the QQQ because this is what is still probably, I'm not gonna take that. The most concerning thing to me is the QQQ, because just high beta, which is what the QQQ is, it's the top 100 in the NASDAQ, just continually gets kicked in the teeth. And every bounce is sold. There is a bull div right now on the 4 hour for the S&P. I mean, so like that could be a reversal. It could be. It would look like that on the QQQ. And so let's see, like that sort of signal on the QQQ is strong, and it is happening at a key area. But I'm telling you, every time that we've gotten these relief bounces, they've just gotten absolutely hammered, like just hammered. What are you guys feeling? I mean, obviously I already gave you my opinion on this. Yeah, you're right. It's in the right place where QQQ should. It's at the place where it should. Doesn't mean that it will. But oversold, at support. Does anybody think differently than what I've just said? I'm taking on all comers. I hate that. Yeah, we got the minutes this week, don't you? I know. Yeah, Wednesday. So Wednesday we get the Fed minutes, but it's not going to be anything new on that. Probably just a day for volatility. But Highlander says, I think nice chill for a bit. I think it's gonna chill for a bit, which I'm happy with. Let alts recover slowly. Yeah, alts have gotten absolutely hammered. Quite frankly, biggest winner in all this is probably Juno. Because the spotlight's off. I mean, I don't know if Takumi still talks or whatnot, but I've muted him a long time ago. And quite a few projects from Luna are coming over. Every time I've tried to predict, crypto does the opposite. You're the closest one I've found to making good calls. So, well, Madam Mouse, thank you. I try to be that guy. Twitter's divided, but like, here's the thing, guys. I don't take sentiment from Twitter. In fact, if I find myself reading Twitter, that's just like a negative. That's a bad thing. Like if I find myself like, oh, what did SZ say? What did ISO say? Because I can't think about it for myself. Whenever that happens, that's an indicator that there's just general weakness. If you have to go to a third party to get a feel for it, you're probably off. Jared, the reply you had under Sonny's tweet last week was legendary. Yeah, he tweeted, what did he tweet? Oh, the amount of Luna devs in my DMs right now. ... And I said, R0, because they all know you're a scumbag? He did not reply, but it did get pretty good engagement. Hold of the Moon. Vote for Juno in the Retrograde Twitter. Vote should be open for 30 more minutes. I don't know what that is, but yeah, sure. Post it. Twitter also feeds you what you want to hear, or the direct opposite of it, because that's how modern social algos work. Yeah, did you see that thing that Elon posted that you can actually like disable their algo to just give you the latest? I started doing that. Just want to point out that this line that you all laughed at me about has been holding. The Bitcoin to SPX ratio line that I teased early on in the subscriber chat and then brought back in. It was 7.26. It is literally never closed underneath it. The Bitcoin to SPX ratio. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. Yeah, so just, all right, go vote for them to move to Juno because Secret is not good enough. And Osmo sucks. Sunny sucks. So yeah, definitely do that. But yeah, so you see this ratio holding too. This is essentially what we got last summer as well. That is positive. We like to see that. Really, it's time to dig deep and research. Madam Mouse, thank you, brother, for the sub. It's time to dig deep and research. The research teams are populated, by the way. The research teams are populated. Fuck you, subbing for the alpha. It's free. You subscribe with Prime. That costs you $0. That costs you $0. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. You get to subscribe and get alpha for free if you have Prime. So, anyway, what I was saying was the research teams are populated. I want to try to get out the research video today, tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe Thursday. So we can start talking about like basic tenets of researching and how to look at new projects accordingly. I divided up all the teams. You can go in and see. If you are a part of any of the research teams, you can see all of the other ones, but you can only talk in the ones you're a part of. And I think we got a good little start with a couple things that have been submitted, you know, Mad Mouse being one of them. And a few other things, but I want to, like, here's the 4 things you have to have if you submit something. Let's talk about it. Let's be ready for the things that are going to have high relative strength if we get an upthrust in the market, which is really what you should be doing now. The thing you want to do is what we've always talked about doing. Let me show you. Okay. Atom over Bitcoin. Is this a great chart? No, but it shows you relative strength, and you want to be looking at relative strength. I mean, I'll just do this because it's the easiest to see. Aave over ETH. Like, you want to be looking at things that, even though they have gotten absolutely smacked, are doing well relative. Like, I don't know why Loop Ring's up a lot, but it's up 22% over Ethereum today. Clearly something's going on with Loop Ring. Aave having a day. I don't even know how I got Request Network in here, but they are. And they're having a couple of days, actually, versus Ethereum. So this is when you start to go through and actually look for relative strength indicators. It appears Curve put in their bottom already. It appears Uniswap put in their bottom already. So this is how I was able to kind of call the bottom last summer, because I saw a lot of these. Yeah, don't get me started on TRX, man. I mean, look at this shit. Insane. LRC is riding GME marketplace. Okay, all right. Well, fair enough. But dude, it's in a pump. That's what I mean. Like, it's up 22% over Ethereum today. Loop Ring is. These opportunities do exist in a shitty market. And what you need to understand is, if you're bored like I am during these periods where it's like, I don't think anything's really going to happen for weeks, maybe months, you want to see who goes up the most on up days, and on down days, who gets hammered the least. And create a list of blue chips. That's how you win, guys. That's how you fucking win. Every time. That's how you win. It is the easiest key for relative strength. You have to pay attention. Who's actually kind of up on down days, or just barely down? And on up days, who is up 22 fucking percent? Okay, Loop Ring's up. Hodl to the Moon Lambo says it's up because it's riding the GME marketplace hype. Okay, fine. Why? 22% is not easily done. So there are little clues. So we talk about like Madamouse had a great submission for the research team. It was pretty detailed about his process, which is amazing. His process is not small, right? Which is good. Like, you want people to be thorough in their research. But how do you sift through hundreds and thousands of projects? Well, let me find the L1s or the L2s, or God help us when we get there, L3s, roll-ups that are showing higher relative strength. And then let's figure out why they're showing higher relative strength. And then let's research the things that people are excited about in there. Remember how narrative-driven crypto is, okay? How narrative-driven crypto is. I mean, what the fuck? Swerve up 31% today. Inexplicably. Okay? How do you get yourself into a place where you feel you can look at things objectively. It's hard, and you want to find, essentially, are you going to catch everything by doing what I just told you? No. Like, can you get yourself in a place where you're going to hit more often than you don't? Yeah. Yeah, because you're looking in the right places at the right time. What shows relative strength and why? Then you join a Telegram or a Discord and go, hey, like, tell me about the project. This is a great move today. Why is this happening? There's people in there who are going to know, hey, what are you excited about in the next month or 2 months or 3 months? And they'll tell you. People are so excited to tell you what they know, guys. It's unreal. Just keep in mind. Just keep in mind that many of us are now community members for Juno. Hopefully you protected yourself well, and hopefully you were taking profits along the way. I know I was, okay? But I have a vested interest in Juno long term because I still have thousands of them bonded. And I like what the team's going to do. I think that if you're looking at Cosmos, even with all the drama, I don't think it gets much better than Juno. So that's either an endorsement for Juno or an indictment on the entire Cosmos ecosystem. But either way, that's where we are, right? So there's an element of us feeling like community members if you have or hold and are compounding Juno. We know more about Juno because of our connections to the team, to Highlander, to Camel, some of the other ones, right? Proud community member, damn right, represent. And so if people were to jump into our room, into the Stack Labs Telegram room, or into Juno itself and say, hey, what are you guys doing? What would you be willing to talk about? Well, right now, the narrative is like, there's a bunch of projects that are migrating over from Terra. There's other devs that want to come build. You know, Cosmwasm just went from beta into like the first full iteration of it, 1.0 versus 0. Whatever. So there's things that you know just natively because you're part of the community. That's what I mean by dropping into these Telegram rooms or dropping into these Discords, whatever it may be, and having the conversation to go, hey, I see that loop ring's up 23% today or 28% today, or whatever it is. Why? People are going to be excited to tell you about it. This is the grunt work that the research team is going to do. This is what I was told. I fact checked what they told me. Here's the links to go look into it. Then you get 40 people all trying to research a good project and potentially build positions. That's how you win, ladies and gents. It is. So, Dacomo says, defo coming back to this. I'm telling you. It's how this shit works. How this shit works. Highlander getting himself back into the number 2 spot. Building a project on Juno, harder than easier, to be sure. The affront on English aside, yeah, at least from EVM code base and not Cosmwasm. Yeah, Cosmwasm, Rust, whatever it is. The thing is, I kind of like that, Matt, because I think you'll be able to figure it out if it's worth it, and you'll do it and you'll execute it well, and it will be good for everybody. And probably be more secure as time rolls on. So I'm excited to see what you're doing because it'll be fun. And people are just starting to scratch the surface on what you can actually do with Cosmwasm. And quite frankly, I think that we kind of got ahead of ourselves in terms of what it can do. Because it's almost like the entire crypto community is stuck in this stage where it's like, you don't know what you don't know. People can't really conceptualize about what you could do with multi-chain smart contracts. Bobby Faxerod says, thoughts on the Litecoin upgrade? Anyone have any more detail around the privacy aspect? Love LTC speed and name, but curious if this might help make it relevant again. I'm not your guy on that. All Cosmos does. Code and go. Yeah, that'll be wild. That'll be wild. I think, you know, Highlander, the point for me there is like, even though I tend to get a bit fanciful. All right, Shady said what I was thinking, but even though I can get a bit fanciful, like I have a couple ideas about how you could functionally use CosmWasm, but I don't really know. Quite frankly, what I think the overarching first use case for CosmWasm should be is creating like a layer 2 that sits over everything. So you have one point of interface for the entire network. Where yes, even though they are separate blockchains, you don't feel separate blockchains. And you can do that with CosmWasm very easily. That sort of user experience, getting the UI correct, where you just have like one home base that allows you to do everything seamlessly, where you can almost like load dApps into your own home base. And yes, I'm doing this on Osmosis and this on Juno and this on, whatever, Secret, whatever you want to say. And you can all do it from like one home base where it's just like clicking and executing. Maybe where you can batch transactions into once, do it all at once. Like you need to think outside the box a little bit about how you can improve the experience for people at home. CosmWasm is actually giving us the rails to be able to do that. That's great. Highlander says that's what Juno Tools is building to become. But like, yeah, that's beautiful. It's what you want to have happen. And it can only really be done on CW eventually. Where it's like, holy shit, I can do all these things at once. Going to Evmos, going to this, that, or the other. Like, it all sit here where it's intuitive. It's easily done. You plug in your hardware and it works. Like it's something no one's ever seen. Like, have you ever actually sat down and tried to explain to someone how to fucking trade on chain? It's awful. I had a match yesterday. I had a golf match yesterday. And I ended up, one I lost on the 17th hole, which was garbage. Dude made every putt inside of 15 feet. It was absolutely infuriating. Not the point of my story. We started talking about crypto and like, dude could not get his head around who am I buying and selling from on like Uniswap essentially. Like he could not like, so wait, whose money is it? Who's selling it? Well, it's a market maker, automated market maker that essentially is providing both sides for you to exchange. They get paid a fee for doing that. But like, who is that? Who is that? Like that concept alone. He isn't. He's super smart dude, but like, yeah, it's not a trader. But like, think about that. Like just these basic concepts, people are still wrapping their heads around. What the fuck's an AMM? Why would anyone do it? Mad Mouse just made a great comment. That's kind of what you expect with all this stuff. The back end is all spaghetti, but the people using it think it's an apple. It's exactly right. You need to make it feel like this shit is logging into Chase or Bank of America or Fidelity, where you're like, oh, cool, click, click, click. Yeah, all the shit's happening behind scenes. I remember like on Uncommon Core, Sue's podcast, one of the early ones, they were talking about how like eventually trading on L1s will be like a massive flex where you're like, I actually know how to trade on L1s. I don't need your fucking trainer wheels. Okay. Because people are never going to learn it. There's just going to be something that sits over and makes it all look really good. Yeah. Yes. So Bobby, this is perfect. Probably you guys haven't even seen this. DeFi is still very ethereal right now, similar to the internet. See the Al Roker video from the mid 90s talking about like, what is an email? Like that's what we're at with fucking crypto right now. You have to reduce it down. You have to make it simple. You have to make it safe. And I think that's what CosmWasm provides, guys. They're going to do it faster than anybody else. Meaning they're going to get to the point where you can actually operate interchain before anybody else does. I don't care who it is. Anyone. Subnets on AVAX or roll-ups on Ethereum. They're there. Cosmos is there. So it's up to them to spend the time to get the UI right, because if you can make the UI so simple that the Robinhood dipshits can get involved, do you know how much money is going to come rolling into your ecosystem? It should literally be the only thing these people are focused on. If I ever consult on projects, which I have before, not often, I probably should do it more. Literally, issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should all be UI. We've saturated the market for people who are interested in this sort of shit. Haven't we? If you haven't gotten in yet, you're either not old enough, you don't have money yet, or you're just not that interested, okay? Like, we had 2 years of up only in crypto with fortunes that were made. You need to find ways to make it easier. Yes. Madam Mouse says, nah, Highlander, talking about how we obviously have bridges and whatnot between chains and such, but we're missing the front end that makes it sleek and seamless, sort of what Juno/Cosmos is starting to do. It's exactly right. Highlander says, why learn Solidity? Just learn Rust and CW. EVM is a dangerous language, so many flaws in the code that can cause the loss of billions and billions of dollars. We said 20 million to a wrong wallet, but we could fix it because of CW. If this was EVM, it would have been stuck there forever. Well, yeah, that, I think proof of stake kind of offered us a little bit of a out if that didn't work, but you're right. D-Base, what's up, brother? Yeah, Rust, Go, Cosmos, whatever it may be. Like, just try to think future state, guys. Try to think future state. How do you get more money into crypto? By making it Robinhood easy. Robinhood easy. With innate security. And the thing is, people like hardcore crypto bros, get really, really sensitive about like putting rails in to help people, where it's like, oh, you're gonna restrict who I can transact with. Yeah, and for those of us that have been doing this for a long time, we know how to operate in that environment. But if you're bringing new people on, it's almost like, I want the double, triple, and quadruple check to make sure that I'm sending this to the address that I want. And I want it, even when I put in a new address, to tee up a test transaction. To be like, click, send test transaction. It was 1 penny. Now check the other side, make sure it got there. You good? Okay, we're only going to allow you to do this after you've sent a test transaction. Okay, that's it. Whatever it may be. Einstein says Robinhood sucks. Robinhood does suck. I'm not saying that it doesn't. Robinhood definitely could get a lot better. My point is, idiots are able to deposit money and figure it out almost without any help, intuitively. They got that part right. If you actually trade, Robinhood's a joke. If you're just like trying to throw some money at shit, it works out just fine. Hold on the Moon Lambo says, earlier today I read that 10% of Americans have used crypto in the last year. Just did some digging. Compared that to the internet, it's 1995. Exactly right. Think about AOL, it's the same thing. Yeah, those rails, for sure. Yeah, you guys got it. So, anyway, that's why I'm not giving up on Juno, and why I don't think Juno will ever craters unless like the team leaves or, you know, some other dumb shit happens. But like, they already addressed the elephants in the room, and they're going to be the home for Cosmwasm rails to be built. It's all going to zero. What y'all talking about? We're talking about this, man. Your people are finally stepping up. This is helping our case, Akorian. The ECB finally stepping in and being like, yo, we're getting fucked. So that's going to provide a bid, even if it's just because the dollar's declining. You're not going to see it slide as easily. So we like that. Was AFK. So I did. Yeah, look at Juno Tools, man. Look at Juno Tools. So by the way, this is very interesting. Well, I was talking about essentially thinking about Juno and what it aspires to be and how that plays into crypto long term. I think there's going to be a permabid on Juno just because they're going to be the first ones to bring actual interchain smart contracts. And it's a concept that even the forward-thinking influencers have never even considered about what can actually be done there. But, so again, MetaMouse works on different projects in development, whatever it may be. And he just looked at Juno tools for the first time, which obviously Highlander is intimately involved with, right? So, yeah, I can pull that up for you. They're essentially, they've gone infrastructure building. They've gone infrastructure building on Juno to say, look, we want to invite people like Matt in to build, and we'll give you these things to help you do it, to kind of make it a, I mean, it's just an SDK, right? Like you just have this development kit, it's plug and play, right? It's modular. Add this, add that. We know these things all work. You just take this little piece and customize it to whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, it builds it for you. It builds it for you. And so, oh, you want the bottom? I'm sorry, I thought you meant the horizontal. So essentially all I did was take this top line and clone it to the lowest point on the opposite. And that's how I got here. Which if you look on the daily is where all of this shit is happening. It's the same line. So yeah, they build it for you. They allow you to just kind of focus or hone in on the things that you want, right? Which is pretty cool. Trying very hard to hold the 50 moving average on the hourly. I don't know. There's an element of this that makes me think it's range high, but we'll see what happens with the DXY. We'll see what happens with the ES. The ES is up a lot. Look at that. From last night into today. Ripped. Very cool. Yeah, it's just choppy. So what I was saying really before you got on, Aquarian, was like, I just expect this to be bullshit for weeks. I think that if there is a bottom to be found, that bottom's going to look like this. Just some nonsense. It's going to roll over. And then you'll see a resolution at the end of the summer. And I'm not saying that I think that resolution is up. I'm not. It was last summer. Does not mean it will be this summer. Okay? It would be nice. But I don't mean schools are just ending. We're literally getting into that period where people just go away for a while. So that's why we get in and we research and we do all of those things that we just talked about. So Jacomo kind of alluded to it, like, hey, I'm going to come back to this about how to find different alts, how to identify relative strength and create lists. But like, that's going to be step one of research teams. Each research team's assignment was look at your chain. What has relative strength and why? What are the news events coming out? Let's stay on top of it. And you kind of create this like live feed of the highest relative strength shit and the things that those chains are excited about. And you get a lot of eyes looking at different stuff. That's how you find winners in a bad market. But just like anything, guys, until the trend changes, I just want to remind you, okay? We have been in a downtrend since November. We've been in a downtrend since November. Until you see a series of higher highs and higher lows on some meaningful time frame, for me, that starts at 8 hours. That starts at 8 hours. Until you see a series of higher highs and higher lows, your thought should be quick trading. If you have a trade that you like, you need to identify the areas that looks like it should or will be resistance and get out, okay? Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you really like Solana. Okay, sweet. And you want to play a green day on Solana. Your stretch target should be $61. And you take profits. And you get the fuck out. Really, you could argue it's 59. So if you took a low and you were trying to rip a scalp, you have to pay attention to those first areas of resistance and get out. This is all about hitting singles now. This is all about protecting capital. This is all about making incremental gains, trying to build your stack for whenever that bottom is, so you can push in and make some real X's. It's all about defensive trading right now. I don't mean defensive trading meaning not to be aggressive, but you can be aggressive. You got to have tight stops. You got to have, early targets. Okay. Also, to that point, if you see, that's right, small ball, compounding interest. If you see Solana at $77, you short it. That entire area from 77 to 85, oh my God. Give me that. Same thing, 50 to 55 bucks on AVAX. Yeah, I mean, it's like, there are so many great shorts that are just worth it right now until you see a series of higher highs and higher lows on a meaningful time frame, guys. That's the rule. That's the magic. The magic is patience and waiting for trend confirmations before pushing in bigly. That's the miracle. By the way, side note, Akumu Dragons is in like a week, I think. Maybe 8 days. And that's going to be a banger. That's going to be real money on Ethereum. It might be like the one thing that actually makes us money in the near term. So, patience is a trading virtue. It's 531. Yeah, so it's 8 days away. Which is good. I'm glad it's next Tuesday because I'm going to be all holidayed out. Yeah. So we're going to have some opportunities here and there. The point now is, quick trading, in and out, small ball, compounding interest till things get better. You got to stay in the game. Fortunes are made and lost. Hey, look, I need to take that off my ticker. Luna, USDT, red dot. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, this compression is not, it's not shocking to see, but this is going to resolve bigly sometime soon. You see the 4 hour trying to flip. Just remember, okay? See the slope of this 50? I say this a lot, but I do feel as though I need to remind you guys sometimes. You do not see the slope of 50-day moving averages broken like this. You just don't. You don't. If we got any sort of rally up to the 50 right now, I would short my ass off. If you got a rally up to a 50-day moving average that was on that steep of a decline, I would short my ass off that. You need to see this leveling out. And that's when it becomes possible. You do not see that. You just don't. Find me a high time frame chart where it does. I'll wait. Yeah, you won't find it. Low cap tech stocks, maybe. It's not what we're talking about here. So be patient, pick your spots. And again, the alpha is occurring in the subscriber chat room in the Discord. If you have Prime, it's free to subscribe. You can get in. Admittedly, I've been a little bit light in there the past week as I've been dealing with my housing drama, but there's, you know, Scoob, RK, Akorian, Brian, you know, all these people in here dropping gems day by day. So if you want to learn more, you know, join. Again, it's free 99 if you got Prime to sub. I don't feel bad. Sorry. I don't feel bad. I just want to point out that as soon as Akorian logged in, we started dumping. So I'm going to blame that on him. Everybody, rabble, rabble. Akorian fucked it all up. Was you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. All right. We're at the hour point right here. Any questions before I sign off? I'll pop into the Discord for questions on the post-stream Q&A in there. But if you got anything, now's the time. If you got anything you want me to look at. Oof. Hell yeah, dude. I wanted JT to win all along. You could tell Pereira was going to choke. You just could. I felt bad for him. But he just looked jumpy. He kept getting bailed out. His short game was on point. But yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal to watch. I feel bad for the kid. Juno TA? I mean, it's not worth it. I expect this area to hold, though. Like, the bottom we put in, I expect this to not really go away. The thing is, if you're staking right now like I am, who's selling down here? You're just an idiot. But I think you see a lot of people just compounding their yield right now. And people who are going to sell have sold. This is the exact same situation we were in with Juno before, that we got to the point where people who were going to sell have sold. And so you run into a situation where there really isn't an opposition party anymore. Good job, man. 4,000 is pretty good. So you're going to get to the point where there's not a, there's not an opposition party. It's almost like that 3-3 shit with Ohm. Like, if I compound and you compound and we all compound together and there's not an open sell bid on the market, the price goes up. And that shit works. It's just dumb to sell down here, in my opinion. So, yeah. I would not, but that's me. And again, if you consider the conversation that we just had, which was Cosmwasm could be that interface, that overlay for crypto that bring people in. That means that any project who wants to be a party to that is going to launch on Juno because it's permissionless, right? Which means that if you're in there and you're staking, you're going to get an airdrop, man. The airdrops are going to pay for itself. Are going to pay for Juno in any meaningful way. So I just continue to compound and up my staking. So when, you know, airdrops come, if they're 1-for-1 or however it may be, I'm going to get some massive paydays. And that's my plan. That's it. Unless I see something egregiously incompetent happen on Juno, which, while we've had plenty of drama, incompetence, apart from that, like, account thing, has not been a part of it. Rob's kind of shit. You know what, man? I never even claimed mine. I never even did anything with mine. I didn't stake it. I didn't do anything. Probably should, huh? Never even looked at it. Never even looked at it. I need to claim it. Yeesh. Did I miss a window already? You. All right. Well, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go do that. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna pop into the Discord, talk a little bit, and I'll get the video out on research basics this week, and we'll go from there. Do the outro here. So we got our usual 1 minute on here. Oops. There we go. Cool. I'll see you guys in the Discord to talk about it. If you have any last minute questions, we got about a minute.
5 to the 4 to the 3, 2, 1.
Word. Apparently, I need to go to rawdow.zone. raw dog that zone and claim my airdrop. I will. By the way, Artisan drops gems in the sub chat all the time too. Really, really good people. Thanks everybody for popping in. I appreciate you guys being patient with me last week when I had some shit going on. But should be back again.